Hi Aquarius, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot. Welcome to your cards for February and happy birthday. I hope that everybody is getting a chance to celebrate themselves in some way. Even if you can't get out, do something special for yourself. It's always super important during a solar return to start it off correctly. So, this month especially, it's a good time. It's like your personal New Year's. So it's a good time to set new goals, to do the things that you truly love, to make time for yourself and to take care of yourself and kind of set the standard for the next 12 months. Big time of the year for you guys, Aquarius. Not making any light of this, there's a lot going on in your sign. Because you are hosting Saturn and Jupiter, you are kind of an overwhelming theme for the year. And at the same time, right now, we're in your season. The sun is moving through Aquarius. We have Mercury going retrograde through your sign. Saturn and Jupiter, and then Venus starts to move in. And as Venus moves through your sign, she forms a conjunction with all of those placements. So as you could see, the Aquarius energy is going to be very ripe right now, and it's going to remain that way, maybe not to this extent, but multiple times this year. Now, another big thing that's happening is a new moon in your sign towards the middle of the month, and at the same time we have that first exact Saturn and Uranus square. Now, the Saturn-Uranus square is a square to your fourth house. Mars is currently in that house as well. So this is your house of home. You may be dealing with some big real estate issues. It could just simply rule your home, your dwelling. Maybe people are moving or, changes occurring within your family. Oftentimes it represents your parents. And it's also a very emotional house. So fourth house really does rule our emotions, our emotional structures, and how we process things. It's about our heritage and our lineage, and there's a lot of karma in that fourth house. And this is a very karmic time, as you can see. So collectively, things are still going to be a little bit crazy. As you can see, it's really not going to calm down until mid-March. Now, I can promise you that things are going to get a little bit easier as we move into later into March. April, May, and even June are quite lovely months. Not to say that they're 100% enjoyable, but it is a much different tone than we have been in. We're still carrying all this heavy drama of Capricorn energy from 2020, yet everything is moving much quicker at a faster rate and with bigger, more explosive change. And we're all feeling this collectively. We're all feeling this empathically. Because this is a fourth house transit for you, it's probably a good idea to keep that in mind, that and especially as Venus moves through your sign, and especially because there's a retrograde Mercury in your sign, there might be some old stuff that comes back to you. This could be in the form of people, this could be in the form of opportunities, but most likely they're going to come back up for review. And it's probably going to be an emotional time. But I do want you to understand that you are in a very empathic element, and the cards do confirm it. So when you are in this energy, you have to be kind of cognizant of the energy that's around you, the people that you're associating with, the time that you're spending. If you are doing a lot of stuff on the internet talking about politics, which is fine, but make sure that you're taking breaks and you're getting a chance to get centered. Anything that's causing stress or anxiety for you, it's probably a good idea to really take care of yourself this month. Make sure it's worth it, the things that you're fighting for. Now, Aquarius is always going to fight for a cause. You're always going to really, truly believe in something. And for that, we are so blessed, because we would never change. And I hold the Aquarius energy 100% accountable for the movement and progression within our collective and within our own lives. That being said, with that Uranus as well, the energy moving through Taurus, it's a lot for people. We see people getting down, depressed. We hear about issues in the news about, children really struggling with the lockdowns and more suicides. And, I think there's a lot that can be said and done right now about how conscious we are with our energy. Not attacking others, being patient, being kind, being understanding. Certainly not selling yourself short or being a doormat to anyone in any way, but understanding that maybe there are people that are kind of really set in their ways. Now you could understand that energy as well as a fixed sign. You've got Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus that are really going to be feeling a lot of these changes rapidly in their lives. Because the changes are occurring with the Uranian energy, which you are ruled by, as well as that Saturn energy that you are ruled by in your sign, the changes aren't going to be as jarring for you as for other people. And you might be surrounded by people that are struggling at this time. What you want to make sure you're doing is a healthy balance between the humanity part of you, because I know that you want to contribute and I know that you want to make things better, and the self-care side of you. So this month you are coming out as a Queen of Air, and I love this for you because it is your card. This is your element, the Queen of Air. Right there with that owl, very indicative of wisdom. Now, the transits that we've been through in 2020, the stuff that you've gone through in your 12th house, and Pluto's still there, and currently as I'm recording this, Venus still conjunct Pluto in your 12th house. This is a lot of learning, a lot of karmic cycles coming to an end. And for that, you are all the wiser. And I think the Queen of Air is a statement that you are looking towards the future. And a retrograde Mercury in your sign, bringing a lot of stuff back from the past, is going to give you kind of a test. How well are you going to handle this emotional stuff? Now, I say that because the energy or the environment around you this month is the High Priestess. Wisdom here as well, but it comes from a different place, right? Queen of Air, it comes from experience, and it comes from intelligence. It comes from diligence and research and knowledge. And the High Priestess just knows because she trusts herself. She trusts her instinct. Now, we still have stuff going on in that 12th house, so this could quite literally be dreams, premonitions, visions you have during meditations, whatever or however this works for you. Maybe you are simply going to get a tarot card reading, or maybe you're listening to one on YouTube that really resonates and really opens your eyes, or, it's just important when the environment is this. It also indicates that we're kind of moving through the dark. We don't quite know all of the information. The High Priestess follows her instinct, and she has to trust herself. There's almost an isolation with the High Priestess. I feel it quite similar to the Hermit, and ironically, the Hermit is the very first card that comes out in your 9-card spread. So we have the Hermit and the High Priestess. All those 12th house transits, probably a lot of feeling quite isolated. Now, we've all felt isolated, right? I think with the Hermit card, there's a need or a want to kind of go within, and maybe there's a protecting of your energy here. That's where the wisdom comes to play. This comes out right directly under that Queen of Air. These are two of the wisest, most intelligent cards in the deck. And I think Aquarius has started making some good decisions. I think they've started choosing a direction that they want to move in. I think that there's been a lot of emotional intelligence gained, and more so as these transits occur several times over this year. There's a understanding that it's okay to feel and be the way that you are, and that it doesn't matter what the people around you think or say. I think that's the wisdom that I'm picking up from this card. And maybe the environment lately has been leaving people behind. Like I said, the 12th house transits, it's a lot about cutting the cords, ending the cycles, and maybe there was a lot of relationships that left your life. Maybe there was things that just didn't fit you or benefit you anymore, and I feel as though it was probably things you've kind of grown out of. And I like that the next card out, next to the Hermit, is the Ace of Pentacles. Now I'm struggling with this a little bit, because as much as I like the Hermit energy, as much as I like the idea that we're using our wisdom, we understanding our path, and the Hermit does oftentimes tell me that you're on the right path, and yet the Hermit is not looking at this pentacle at all. His back is completely turned to it. And I'm wondering here if there is not some kind of an opportunity in front of you right now that you seem to be somewhat ignoring. Next to the Hermit card and the overall energy for the reading is this Four of Cups. This Hermit is kind of moving towards this Four of Cups energy. Four of Cups is an energy of complacency. It's about being bored, feeling ungrateful, feeling like there must be more out there. Maybe you're in a job, or maybe you're surrounded by friends or loved ones, and you're kind of looking around and saying to yourself, I've really outgrown these situations. I really want a different kind of life for myself. I want bigger and better things. Maybe this is an indication that the path you were on might be changing. Now, next to this Ace of Pentacles, directly in between the Hermit, we have a Knight of Pentacles. So you come out as this air sign, this air quality, which is you, your energy. And then the High Priestess, which is something that's very emotional and watery. And yet there are so many pentacles in the foundation of this reading. And I'm just wondering if Aquarius isn't kind of testing their foundations. For a Queen of Air, who doesn't really operate in places of fear, you know, the Queen of Air has no problem determining that something should go, or that things should stay, or that relationships are worthy of their time and their energy. There seems to be this Ace of Pentacles being handed to this Knight of Pentacles, both embracing this opportunity. And yet the energy is very slow and it is very dense. And I feel a lot of seriousness coming from this energy. And I'm wondering if there isn't some kind of reframing that occurs in the beginning of the month Maybe there isn't some kind of a reframing of a situation that you thought was not beneficial and turns out to be something pretty solid. Retrograde Mercury, prime example, is not easy when it's in your sign. And first house, especially a transit, means it can kind of affect everything in all the places, and that energy can be really overwhelming. So a couple of things quickly as I'm thinking of it. Back up your computers, get insurance on any electronics that you purchase, maybe avoid buying the electronics. Look out for car stuff, if you could do any kind of preventative maintenance now. If we're going back and fixing things that have been broken, revisiting issues, then it's absolutely fine. And this is a great time to do that. The redoing of stuff, re-signing paperwork, reviewing, refiling, that stuff is great to focus on. But it's not a real good time to bring in the new stuff or make the big decisions, It's a time of surrender, really. It's a time of trusting that the universe is going to kind of show you what you need to look at in a different way. There's always a changing of perspective when we have Mercury retrograde. And it's pretty powerful when you are the host of it. So this could really affect you in so many different ways in your chart. And I'm just picking up so much energy regarding your finances or your foundations or your home. And in fact, looking at this right now, seeing this Ace of Pentacles and this Knight of Pentacles, there could be you kind of putting away money, saving money. I feel a big element of that. Maybe some of you are saving money for a home. Maybe some of you are saving money to move out of your parents' home, going off to college. It's definitely a feeling of advancement. And maybe in the course of the past year or so, things have seemed to move extremely slow. Now, third quarter moon, adjustments are required regarding foundations, friendships, money, jobs. Adjustments are required. That's what this retrograde Mercury is all about. This is a chance for the universe, for other people, for other things to kind of say, hey, you should have done this differently. Hey, maybe you should take a look at this. And it's a good time to have those conversations. It's a good time to kind of reevaluate even your emotional relationships. It's a good time to have those talks. It's a good time to say, hey, are we both on the same page? Do we both have the same vision? Especially if this is a work partner, a business partner, somebody that is offering to collaborate with you in some way. It's a really good time to make sure that you're asking some very specific questions. Because at the same time, it's going to be very easy for things to be misunderstood. If somebody tells you something, it's always a good idea to repeat it and to confirm that you heard that information correctly. It's a really good idea to reread the emails before hitting send, and it's a really good idea to make sure you're sending the text messages to the right people. Adjustments are required. There's probably stuff that you're going to have to look at, maybe regarding your finances. Maybe you're ready to make a big financial move and you're running your credit and you see that there's something there that you don't know about. Some kind of a financial surprise. But because it comes through as all of these pentacles, it is nothing that is unsolvable. Mostly this is very slow moving karmic energy, meaning it's been building for a while. If there are issues coming up, they're probably issues that have been going on for a while. If this is regarding anything in your home at this time, it's probably a good time to start fixing those things, you know? The things that we put off. Like, I have a broken piece of my gutter for like a year, and I probably should do something about it. And I have been thinking that this is kind of an opportune time to revisit some of that stuff. So you might be in that mindset in the beginning of the month. Now, moving into a more relationship-based intuition, underneath the Hermit card is the Six of Pentacles. And I'm wondering if you haven't done some pulling back, maybe in regards of one relationship, or pulling back as far as your job. Sometimes this could represent coworkers, and maybe you're having a hard time. Maybe you feel like you're not fitting in with people. And I think that Six of Pentacles comes in to kind of balance things out. But I also think it's an opportunity, Aquarius, for you to kind of give back in some way. The Hermit is often the lessons that you have learned, and the Six of Pentacles is what you do with it. How do you teach others? How do you prepare others? If you have been in a situation where others have been helping you for a long time, it's probably a good idea to give back in some way when you can. Six of Pentacles is always a balancing of energy. Now, what I like about it is that it is next to the Eight of Pentacles. Again, more pentacle energy, more foundational, earthly, material stuff. Again, probably more to do with either the give and take in a relationship as far as material items, tasks. You know, this could be an energy of somebody's putting in more work than the other. Maybe somebody does more of the cleaning around the house or more of the caretaking of the children. And there seems to be a discrepancy in the amount of energy that should be put towards these things. Now, I say that because we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse right next to that. And this Eight of Pentacles is right here in the center of the reading. Now, I typically love an Eight of Pentacles. I typically love the energy of kind of really getting into your thing, honing your art. And it's a lot about details, which again is all about retrograde Mercury. It is about the details now, and it is about balancing. It could be about balancing that checkbook, getting that credit score, going through, paying those things off, making a financial plan. If you are doing any of that this month, it's a wonderful time. If you own a business and you're kind of closing up your books for the next year, it's a great time to do that. If you own a business and you have employees, it is a fantastic time. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, to evaluate your employees. And with this Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, there is definitely a need for evaluation and feedback. Like I said, there's a lot, because you're in the Queen of Air with the High Priestess. I think that you're stepping into expressing yourself, and the feedback is really important. Am I doing a good job? Is there room for advancement? Is this relationship going somewhere? My time and my energy are worth a lot. And I'm not just going to give it away to somebody who doesn't see its worth. Remember, overall energy, Four of Cups. And maybe this is you feeling like the people or a person do not see your value and your worth. Maybe this is you really doing the hard stuff. Maybe this is you working two jobs, or working and going to school, doing the things that you need to do, because Six of Pentacles, you probably have people that you need to support, or dreams that need to be funded, right? And so we do the work. And this whole reading up until this point has been so practical. It's almost like I'm reading for a Taurus, which is really this Uranus square in Taurus, which might be getting back to basics, might be getting really disciplined, really preparing for the next level thing, making big life decisions about where do you want to live? Do you want to have a family? Where do you want the kids to go to school? You know, like big decisions are being made. And you're willing to do the work. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse, especially when it comes out with the Knight of Pentacles. Because this row is underneath the High Priestess, there seems to be, again, this theme of evaluation. And I think this is a point of the month, probably around the new moon, in the middle of the month, a new moon in your sign. Also, the Uranus square happens right around a couple days after that. And here you are, the emotional intelligence of the Queen of Air, cutting out the things that aren't fitting in your vision. You know? Maybe you have that group of friends. It's like, oh no, come on, let's go out, let's go out, let's go out. And you're like, no, man, I gotta work. And they start giving you crap about it. And I think Aquarius is like, no, my future is really important. It's very practical decisions at this time. And I think sometimes with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's a lot about boundaries. It's a lot about priorities. Again, it's making the smart decisions about your time and your energy. Could even be deciding to not watch the news so that you can maintain your emotional equilibrium better. There's no doubt that although there is movement with the Knight of Pentacles, it is very, very strategic. It's very slow. We make sure that he is safe. He's planted in the ground. And if there are things in your life that aren't in that Knight of Pentacles energy, if you have very chaotic friends or a chaotic relationship, I think you're going to make the call. I think you make the call in February that, this isn't really what you need at this time. And that Two of Pentacles in reverse comes out right next to this card, which is Happy, Happy, card number 6, which breaks down to an 8, which is about transformation, and it's about making your happiness a priority. Maybe you're saving up to buy a new house because you have a roommate that you can't stand anymore and you've decided you want to live by yourself. Whatever it is, you identify the things that make you happy and you put your energy and time to it. And you allow yourself to get excited about the progress and you don't worry about what other people think or say. I mean, what is a truly happy person? It's a person that probably doesn't give a shit about what anybody else thinks. I think that sometimes a lot of people put a lot of negative energy on that. It's not selfish. There's nothing selfish about it. Now, the end of January, you're coming out of a new moon. Full moon. Coming out of a full moon in your 7th house. And that could be the ending of relationships in some way. It could be the ending of a partnership. It could be the ending of the way that you are in partnerships. It could just be the ending of the cycle. Maybe you're in relationships and you feel like you can't express yourself or be yourself, and suddenly something clicks. And Aquarius is like, yeah, if I can't be myself, then I just want to be alone because my happiness is more important. But whatever it is, this is an indicator that happiness is coming. And I kind of like this because it's kind of like this grand trine, because opposing this on the other side is the water element, sensing. and the High Priestess. This is like the trifecta. This is your ability to gauge where you're at, to gauge where other people are at, and to make really wise, guided choices and trust your instincts. But on the other hand, when this comes out opposing that happy, and for some reason I got into how empathic you are, the water element can also bring guilt. It can make you feel guilty. It can make you feel like you owe people. Maybe that's what you are juggling. Maybe there are people you're afraid to disappoint, but yet you know you can't be happy if you stay. Underneath the Six of Pentacles is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. This is the exact opposite energy of the Six of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is one of lack mentality. It's one of feeling ostracized, feeling cut out, feeling abandoned and alone, feeling like people don't understand you, like they don't care about you, they don't value you. And the Six of Pentacles is having enough abundance that you can give to others. Because the Five of Pentacles is in reverse, it's like you're coming out of this place. The end of February, the middle to end of February is quite tumultuous. And there's a lot of changes. We've got some big energies coming, and this Five of Pentacles in reverse to me is getting over the fear of going it on your own. I don't know, Aquarius, there seems to be a gaining of independence here. Now, I don't know if that's career-wise or moving out of some situation, but there seems to be a movement towards your independence. Maybe you're starting your own business. Maybe, you're kind of taking a lone gig in some way, or doing some kind of private contracts. There's a definite pulling away from certain energies. There's a almost rebellious need to not fit in, to not conform, which is obviously a comfortable energy for Aquarius. But maybe it's something that you've been suppressing for some time. Next to the Five of Pentacles is the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which comes out right underneath this Eight of Pentacles. And I just feel like this screams Aquarius should probably be working alone. It's not really about collaborating with other people right now, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe the things that you are working on is something you really need to do alone. Maybe you need the concentration. Maybe you need the quiet. There just seems to be, with this row of cards, a major lack in trust of the people around you or the situations that you're in. Now, maybe this is just your idea of the collective right now. Maybe there's a lot of stuff going on in the government or in your, like I said, even in your workplace that you're kind of like, that's not right. And I think it's important to know when the water element comes out and the High Priestess comes out to kind of trust your instinct. Five of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse, and the Judgment card in reverse indicates that there are people surrounding you that are not of your highest good. They don't have the best intentions. You have to be willing to listen to your gut and say, that's not right. You know, maybe in some ways you're going to be called to come to the defense of some stuff this month. Maybe you're facing some old cycles within your relationships in which, you know, there's not an equal give and take. Maybe you give too much because you're afraid the other person's going to walk away or abandon you in some way. The Three of Pentacles can be very opportunistic at the same time. You know, it's three people coming together with one goal in mind, making a plan. But when it's in reverse, I don't know if there's a lot of trust in external stuff this month. And maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe part of the plan, Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and Three of Pentacles in reverse, is to get you to start focusing on the things you're supposed to focus on. If you're really struggling at work and things aren't working out, and Judgment card in reverse, maybe some of you will even be losing employment. But the weird thing is, I think there's already another plan in place. And I think you'd be surprised at the way that timing works, that it all works out to your benefit in the long run. Queen of Air is always about the long run. She's always future-minded. And you are very future-minded. And even if you feel as though you're kind of crazy for thinking the thoughts or, you know, not trusting situations, it's really important that you do. Be really careful with that Pluto in your 12th house. It's a house of hidden enemies. If you have a gut feeling about something, it's better to speak up. Hermit card, Eight of Pentacles, and Judgment card in reverse. At the very least, there could be some things that are going on at work this month that you might have to revisit. Like I said, maybe old contracts, or you're going through and closing out your books at work and maybe noticing some things that are wrong and having to rework them. Judgment card in reverse could also, you know, to me, this is like, it just feels like you're putting a lot of pressure on external stuff. And this month kind of closes that cycle out for you. And this is where you're able to find your own inner happiness without the cooperation of other people. You know, this is happy, the ability to remain happy, to remain calm, to remain, you know, in a mindset that everything will be okay, that everything happens for a reason in spite of the chaos around you. And because you are coming out with so many pentacles, I don't think that you're being super fantastic or imaginative this month. I don't think that there's a whole lot of, you know, lack of clarity or irresponsibility on your part. So if you do have some kind of gut instincts about other people sabotaging you or things not working out at work, you know, maybe it's because you're just not meant to be there. And again, with all these pentacle cards, it's almost as if you are so deeply rooted that you get a little stuck. And oftentimes we have a Saturn-Uranus square, things can kind of abruptly become unstuck. We can find ourselves in a chaotic situation, and yet that chaotic situation leads us to a path maybe we would have never thought of. but it feels positive and it feels like it's in the right direction, and it feels as though you are tuning into your intuition and trusting yourself, and for that, that is a gift. All right, Aquarius. I will not be doing mid-months this month. I actually ended up signing up for a new astrology course that I'm taking, and I've got some other stuff going on. I will, however, drop in here or there for a pick a card reading or, a short collective reading, maybe an astrology drop in. Again, February is going to be rough. It's going to be tumultuous, but we're getting there. We're making progress. And I think by the end of 2021, we're going to be grateful for the things that we've experienced. All right, Aquarius, I hope it's a wonderful month for you, and I hope to see you again next month. Take care. Bye.